What if everything you think you know about Christmas is only half the story? Because long before nativity scenes, church bells, and carols about Bethlehem, people were already celebrating the season, with fire, feasting, gods, and rituals the early church once tried to erase. And the most shocking part? Many of those pagan traditions are still alive today. It all starts with the winter solstice. Thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations feared this time of year. The days grew shorter, the nights colder, crops died. Survival wasn't guaranteed. So when the shortest day finally passed, people celebrated the sun's return like a miracle. This wasn't about presents or decorations, it was about life continuing. And that obsession with light defeating darkness would quietly shape Christmas forever. Then came the parties. And not the quiet, candlelit kind. In ancient Rome, Saturnalia took over the city. It was loud. It was chaotic. Social rules were flipped upside down. Slaves and masters swapped roles. Gambling was allowed. Drinking flowed freely. Gifts were exchanged, not out of kindness, but tradition. Meanwhile, in the north, Norse communities celebrated Yule with bonfires, fertility rituals, and sacrifices meant to secure good fortune for the coming year. Sound familiar? Because many of today's Christmas customs were born right here. And that tree in your living room? Its roots run deeper than most people realize. Long before Christmas trees sparkled with lights, Germanic tribes worshipped trees as sacred beings. Evergreens, especially, symbolized life that refused to die, even in winter. Bringing branches indoors wasn't decorative. It was protection. A way to ward off evil spirits during the darkest days of the year. Centuries later, Christians adopted the practice, and the meaning slowly shifted. But the tree never left. Fire played an equally powerful role. The Yule log wasn't just a cozy tradition, it was sacred. Families burned massive logs to invite luck, fertility, and protection. The ashes were saved, believed to guard homes from disaster. Over time, the ritual softened. Fires became candles. Logs became desserts. But the belief in warmth, safety, and light stayed exactly the same. Gift-giving didn't start with Santa either. During Saturnalia, Romans exchanged small presents and candles as symbols of light and goodwill. Early Christian leaders openly criticized this practice, calling it pagan excess. But resistance didn't last. Eventually, the church folded, blending gift-giving into Christmas itself. What began as a pagan custom was reborn with a Christian face. And speaking of Santa, his story might surprise you. Long before a jolly man in red, there was Odin. In Germanic folklore, Odin rode through the midwinter sky on his 8-legged horse, Sleipnir. Children left food out for him. In return, gifts were delivered from above. Over centuries, this legend merged with the Christian Saint Nicholas, and later, modern advertising. The result? A mythical figure with both pagan and Christian DNA. Even the decorations tell a hidden story. Holly, wreaths, and mistletoe weren't chosen for looks. They were sacred. Evergreens symbolized eternal life. Holly represented protection. Mistletoe, revered by Druids, was believed to bring fertility and luck. The early church tried banning these plants outright, labeling them dangerous symbols of pagan worship. But traditions have a way of surviving, especially beloved ones. Then there's the food, the drinks, the music. Pagan winter festivals were known for excess, huge meals, heavy drinking, dancing, and singing in the streets. Over time, these celebrations were toned down, polished, and reframed. The lyrics changed. The gods were replaced. But the spirit of communal joy remained. Even caroling traces back to these ancient public celebrations. And finally, the date itself. December 25th wasn't chosen because it marked Jesus' birth. Early Christian leaders knew that. Instead, they aligned it with existing pagan festivals honoring the Roman sun god, Sol Invictus. It was strategic. Celebrate Christ's birth at the same time pagans celebrated the sun, and conversion became easier. Christmas wasn't replacing paganism. It was absorbing it. So the next time you light a candle, hang mistletoe, decorate a tree, or exchange gifts, remember this: Christmas isn't just one story. It's many stories layered on top of each other. Pagan, Roman, Norse, Christian. All blended into one global tradition hiding its origins in plain sight. Now tell me, what part surprised you the most? And if this changed how you see Christmas, make sure to subscribe. Because this story goes even deeper than you think.